Fine. So good morning, everyone. So let's begin today's session. So in the last session, I covered static, some information about static. What else I covered? That's it, right? So the same notes. Let me open the notes once. So hope you enjoyed the holidays and hope you are able to complete the assignments and hope you watched some sessions. Anyone new to this batch? One of the people who are new to this batch, type me in the chat box. Yeah, Ramin. Yeah. Anyone else apart from Ramin who are new to this batch who has joined today? Today is the first session, if it is. Fine. Fine. So methods, variables, classes, objects, constructors, this keyword, and other one was static. Okay, I didn't cover static in detail, but whatever I covered is enough. Okay, so I covered static, right? A bit. So static memory, common memory, okay, class memory, all those things I covered, guys. Okay. Now let's move on with other topics in Java, that is overloading, inheritance, overriding. Okay. Let's cover the remaining topics now. That is overloading, inheritance, and overriding. So let's begin. So this part is overloading, then inheritance, then we have overriding. Okay. Three concepts. So fine. So let me create a new package here just for separation, overloading. And in this package, I'm just creating a new class, some, I'll say O demo, okay, overloading demo. You can give any name for this class. I'm just giving overloading demo here. Click on finish. The class will be created. The class will be created. And inside this class, I'll create a method. I'll just name this method as public void sample. The name of the method is what? Sample. Okay. The name of the method is sample. I'll just write down system.out.println and some sample statement I'll write. I'll say inside sample. Okay. This is one method. So now, what if I copy paste this method here? What's happening, guys? What is the problem? When I copy paste the method, what is happening? Is it possible to create a duplicate method? Yeah, I'm getting a compiler error, right? When I try to create a duplicate method, okay, when I try to create a duplicate method, I am getting a compiler error. This kind of compiler error is coming. So what I should do? So in Java, is it possible to create a duplicate method? In Java, is it possible to create a duplicate method? The answer is, what is the answer? Duplicate method. The answer is no here, right? We cannot create a duplicate method. Okay, in Java, it's not possible to create a duplicate method. But still, if I want to have the method having the same name, you see, this particular first method is having the sample as a name. Now, another method is also having the sample, which is the same name. But still, if I want to have the methods with the same name inside the same class, okay, in a single class, I cannot create duplicate methods. We cannot have duplicate methods. But if I want to have a method with the same name, multiple methods with the same name, then what I have to do? Just see here. So methods having the same name should differ in number of parameters. Number of parameters. They should have either different number of parameters. They should differ in different number of parameters. Okay. They can have same name inside the same class. Methods can have same name inside same class, but they should have different number of parameters or different type of parameters. Data type. Parameters data type should be different, or the order of parameters. The order of parameters, okay, different order of parameters. Any of these three conditions should met. Then only you can have the methods having the same name inside the same class. You can have methods having same name inside same class when they have different number of parameters, different type of parameters, different order of parameters. Everyone type in the chat box. Different number, different type, different order. Just type that in the chat box. They should have different number of parameters, different type of parameters, different order. I want everyone to type in the chat box. Different number, comma, different type, comma, different order. D and DT, DO also you can type. Okay, different number, different, yeah, like this. Suren, you have done good. Short form you have typed. Everyone type like Suren. Okay, different number, different type, different order. Okay, it will take less time for you. Yes, great. Okay, so now these two methods have the same name. But what if the first method has how many number of parameters here? The first method have how many number of parameters? 0. The second one also has a 0 number of parameters. So what I do is I'll just create a parameter here. Int a. Is the error gone? The moment here 0 number of parameters are there, here one parameter is there. Now is the error gone? Yes. They have the same name. Methods still have the same name. Right? Methods still have the same name, but different number of parameters. Now I'll copy this one and paste it here. Now again the problem will come. Why? Why the problem will come? Duplicate methods. Methods having the same name and same number of parameters. That's the problem. So one way is that I need to differ in the number of parameters. If I add one more parameter, you see, the error is gone. 0 parameters, 1 parameter, 2 parameter. Though the methods have the same name, but they differ in the number of parameters, you see, things are good. Now, I'll create one more method. The same second method, I'll just copy paste. Again, it will say duplicate. Okay, here compiler error will come saying that duplicate method it will say. Inside a single class, duplicate methods are not allowed. Okay, the first way is that if the methods having the same name has different number of parameters, that is allowed. The second one says different type of parameters. Here, this particular method has a parameter of which type? A parameter of which type? What is the type of this parameter guys?
Integer.
Int type, right? Int type, right? Int type. So what if here also the same number of parameters, this method and this method have the same number of parameter and same type of parameter. What if I make it double? Is the error gone? Same number of parameters, but different type of parameter. Same number of parameters, but different type of parameter. So the second condition, different type of parameters. Fine, I'll copy the second one, this method, and just paste it here. Again, we'll get the compiler error saying that duplicate method, because this method and this method having the same name and they have the same number of parameters, that is 2 parameters, and the type of the parameters is also same. So inside this A is of int type, B is of int type. Here also A is of int type, B is also int type. What if I change it to one of the parameter to double? Now the error is gone. Same method, same number of parameters, 2 parameters, 2 parameters. Here first parameter type is int. Here also first parameter type is int, but second parameter type is int. Here second parameter is different, that is double. That makes the difference. This method is different from this method now. It's not a duplicate method anymore because this method and this method, though have the same name and have the same number of parameters, have different type of parameters. Okay, this one has int, this one has int double. That's why different number of parameters. But if I copy this and paste it here, again, the compiler error saying the duplicate method, it will say, this has 2 number of parameters. First one is int, second one is double. This one also has the same name, same number of parameters. First one is int, second one is double. The name is same, the number of parameters is same, the type of parameters is same. So the third rule, different order of parameters if I do. That means I'll make the first parameter double and second parameter int. Error is gone. Here the first parameter is int, second parameter, first parameter is int, second parameter is double. But here first parameter is double and second parameter is int. The order of the parameters is different. The order of the type of the parameters is different here. That makes the difference. Even though this method is same, having same name, same number of parameters, and type also is same. Here one of the type is int, another one of the type is double, but order in which these variables are declared with the type is different. A is of int, whereas A is double. Here B is of double and B is of int. Got the idea? Guys, is it clear? How can we have the same method having the same name? You see how many methods we have with the same name? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 methods having the same name. But here, number of parameters is different. Here 0 parameters, 1 parameter. Here 2 parameters. Here only 1. Here also 1, but the type of the parameters is different. Here 2 parameters, here also 2, but the type of the parameter is different. Here also 2, here also 2, the same type of parameters, but order of the parameters is different. Okay. So in a single class, if you create the method having the same name multiple times, okay, they should differ in the number of parameters, they should differ in the type of parameters, or they should differ in the order of parameters, then only the Java will allow. This concept is called as what? Overloading. Everyone type in the chat box. This concept of the class allowing you to have the method having same name inside the same class multiple times. If they differ in the number of parameters or the type of parameters or the order of parameters is called as overloading concept. Okay. Duplicate methods or constructors. You can also apply the overloading concept to constructor also. You have seen the constructor in the last few sessions, right? Duplicate methods or constructors names are allowed inside the same class as long as their parameter count or declaration of the parameters or the order of the parameters in which they are declared are different. That is called as method overloading or constructor overloading. Same concept that I apply to the method, if you apply to the constructor, is called as constructor overloading. Let's not focus on this part. This is very simple. But let's focus on method overloading for now. I'll give one more example for method overloading. This will be more easy for you to understand. Why method overloading is required still? Guys, you understood that we can create method having the same name inside the same class if they differ in the number of parameters, type of parameters, or order of parameters, which I called as a overloading. But why overloading is required? I'll tell you. Just create a new class. Why overloading is a class name, let's say. Finish. Inside this, I'll create a method, public void add. I'll say int a comma int b. Okay, int a comma int b. System.out.println. Here I'll write the logic inside the method. I'll say int c is equal to a plus b. Here I'll write down sum is plus sum of two numbers is plus c. I'll say plus c. Okay, plus c. Sum of two numbers is what? Plus c. Now I'll create one more method, public void add int a comma int b comma int c. Here I'll say int d is equal to a plus b plus c. Then system.out.println sum of three numbers is plus d. Okay. Now I'll create one more method, public void add int a comma int b comma int c comma int d. Now I'll simply say int e is equal to a plus b plus c plus d. System.out.println sum of four numbers is plus e. Okay, plus e, guys. Yeah, like that I can create any number of methods. Are these duplicate methods or not? They have the same name, right? You see add, but they are not duplicate. Why? Because they are overloaded methods. Java will allow you to create method having the same name inside the single class if they have different number of parameters. Here, different number of parameters we have. These are overloading methods. Okay, these are overloading methods. But there is a purpose why I created these overloading methods. Now, if I create a new class, say demo class, okay, with this main method. Now tell me guys, how to access these methods in this class outside the class. From inside this main method, let's say, inside the main method, I would like to call these methods. What I have to do? You have to tell me what I have to do. So Rajkumar, PN are saying we have to create objects. Even Ramin is saying we have to create objects. Using object reference, we have to access, Ramin is saying. Okay, what about others? What do you say guys? How to access these methods? What's the way to access the methods? Outside the class, object. Suren is saying object. Payal saying object. What about others? Keep typing guys, your answers. So using object, is that right? Yes, we have to create object. That's right. The class name is y overloading. For that class, how to create an object? Using the new keyword y overloading. If you want to access the methods of a different class for that particular method, we have to create an object like this and say a is equal to, otherwise a object, a obj. I'm just giving some random name. Okay, a obj is the object reference, and I have to declare this object reference with the same class name. I created the object. Now using the object reference a obj, If I have to add two numbers, which method I need to call? First method or second method or third method? If I have to add two numbers, do I have to call the first method or second method or third method? First method. So how to call a obj dot, you see I'm getting three overloaded methods. Add of int ab, add of int a, int b, int c, add of int a, b, c, d. So these three methods are coming. I'll pick the first one because I want to add two numbers only. I'll just give 5, 4. That's it. Or 1, 2. Otherwise, 1 plus 2 is 3, right? Suppose I want to add three numbers. Then object reference dot add of. If I have to add three numbers, I will pick the second one. Second suggestion. That is 1, comma, 2, comma, 3 I'll give. Now if I want to add four numbers, I have to call the third method. How? Obj dot add of. Here, three variations are there. Which overloaded method I need to call? The third one. Because I want to add four numbers. 1, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma, 4. Like this. Okay? Save this. Now run this code and you will see that appropriate methods, if I am passing two arguments, this particular method having two parameters will be called. If I am passing three arguments, this particular method having three arguments will be called. If I am passing four arguments here, this particular method having four arguments will be called. Run this. You see, sum of two numbers is 3, sum of three numbers 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6, sum of four numbers 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10. Okay, we got the output. But if I create one more method, public void add of int a comma float b or double b. Okay, double b. And then I'll say double c is equal to a plus b. Now system.out.println sum of two numbers is okay, two numbers is plus c. Okay, so I'll just make a small difference here. Okay, I'll just put an arrow here. This one doesn't have arrow. This particular print statement, int a, int b kind of print statement doesn't have arrow here, but I'm putting an arrow here just to state that this is of one of the parameters of double type. So now if I say a obj dot add of 1 comma 2.3, which method will be called, guys? This first method having int a, int b, or the last method having int a double b will be called when I say 1 comma 2.3? First method or last method? The last one, right? Because the data type here is 2.3. So 2.3 will not go to b. This particular method will not be called because the data type is not double type. So double b will be called. Run this code. You see 3.3 came. That means perfectly working fine. And you may have got an arrow somewhere here. You see arrow also got came. Just to see the difference, I added arrow. Sum of two numbers is 3.3. This arrow one. Okay. So that proves. So this concept is called as what? Everyone, this concept is called as overloading. Okay. When I explain you further, when I go and explain you some concepts of Java, right? In Java also some predefined methods are there. In Java also there are some predefined methods which are overloaded predefined methods. Okay. In Java also we have overloaded predefined methods that I will tell you. Okay. This concept will be there in Java predefined classes and methods also. Okay. So I'll show you one example later. Fine. So far so good. What about constructor overloading? The same concept if you apply to constructors, it's called as what? Constructor overloading. If I'm creating a class, okay, constructor overloading, okay, demo. Click on finish. I'm just creating a constructor overloading demo class. some sample name for the class I gave. And inside this, if I create a constructor, how to create a constructor? Otherwise, I'll just give it a small name, COD. Okay, COD is the name of the class, constructor overloading demo, let's say. Just have to change the name here also. So I did that with the help of this. Now, if I create, how to create a constructor? Public. Does constructor has the return type? Does constructor will have a return type? No. I should not write anything like void or something. Public, and the name of the constructor should be same as the name of the class. Right? The name of the constructor should be the same as the class. So COD, like circular brackets, this is a constructor. How many parameters are there in this constructor? How many parameters are there in this constructor? 0. System.out.println inside constructor. Inside constructor. Now, I'll write one more thing, public COD. Okay, if I try to duplicate the constructor, what's happening? If I try to duplicate the constructor, what's happening? We are getting error. Okay, we are getting what? We are getting compiler error because duplicate method COD in type COD, it will some kind of error will come. We cannot create duplicate constructors in the same class. Every constructor will have the same name. There is no other way, right? Can we give a different name to the constructor which differs from the class name? Is it possible to create a constructor having a different name from the class name? Not possible. So mostly all the if you have multiple constructors inside a same class, definitely they should have the same name as a class name. But Java will not allow you to create duplicate constructors inside the same class. Then what I have to do? To overcome this problem, what I have to do, guys? To overcome this problem, what I have to do? Yes, the same concept again. I have to differ in the number of parameters, differ in the number of type of parameters, or differ in the order of parameters. Different number, different type, different order. Let me show you. Here, 0 parameters. What if I say int A? Int A. System.out.println. Single parameter value is plus A I'll type. Okay. This parameter value, I'll print it out here. Okay. Now, if I copy this and paste it here, again the same problem. The problem is same name. Constructor will have the same name anyhow, but number of parameters is also same. So what I will do here is I'll just add one more parameter, int b. Error is gone. 2 parameter value is plus a plus b. What will happen in this case? What will be the result, guys? What will be printed in the output? If this particular this constructor is called, what will be printed? For example, I'm passing 3 and 4. What will be printed? 2 parameter value is what? What will be the result? Tell me. Payal is saving 7, Nagaveni 7, Rajkumar 34. What about others? What do you think will be the output? 7 or 34? Onkar 34, Mahesh 7, Dinesh 7, Pawan 7. Most of the people are saying 7. Few people are saying 34. So the output here is, this is string. This is string literal. Here plus will not act like addition. It will act like concatenation. It will concatenate this particular string text with A, that is 3. 2 parameter value is 3 will come. This all will become the string text. This part will become the string text. Then here plus will act like a string concatenation operator. So the 2 parameter value is 3 will be concatenated with 4. 2 parameter value is 34 will come, not 7. 34 is the right answer. 34. 2 parameter values 34 will come. How can I get 7 then? In this case, how to get 7 then? Here, after plus symbol, you provide circular brackets. Okay, surrounded by a plus b, you provide circular brackets. Then the highest priority will have for circular bracket. Whatever that is there in the circular brackets will be operated first. Operation will be done first. That means before concatenating this particular thing with this one, first a plus b will happen. First a plus b will happen. A plus b is 3 plus 4, 7. Now the result is 7. Now two parameter value 7 will be printed this time instead of 34. Clear guys? Clear of why we have to put circular brackets here? What will happen if you don't provide circular brackets is clear? Everyone clear? You don't provide circular brackets, pure concatenation will happen. Because of that, two parameter values 34 will come. But if you put that inside circular brackets, first addition will be done inside circular brackets, then concatenation will happen. Okay? Two parameter values, 3 plus 7, that is 3 plus 4, that is 7 will be printed in this case. Fine, no problem. So let's move on. Public COD int. Again, the same method I'll copy paste. Duplicate constructors are allowed only when they have the different number of parameters. Here 0 parameter, 1 parameter, 2 parameter. But here again, this constructor also is matching with this constructor because same name of the constructor and same number of parameters. What if I defer only one parameter? Let's say int a is there. Here only one parameter. It's kind of same like this. But here same number of parameters, same number of parameter. What if I make it double? If I make it double, they have different data type. If I declare this parameter with, what will happen? This has a different parameter. This has a different parameter. Yeah, constructor overloading is working fine if they have different number of parameters. Single parameter, I'll just add a kind of thing and say, hey, that's okay. Okay. Then public COD. This one I'll take. Same constructor name, same number of parameters, same type of parameters, but one of the type I'll change it to double. Okay, let's see what will happen. Error is gone because here also two parameters, but one of the parameter has different data type. Now I'll take this one, paste it. Now here for the first one, I'll say double. And for second one, I'll say int. Same number of parameters, but the order of parameters in which they are declared is different. So here double a. So here I'll simply say just different. Okay. Reverse arrow I'll put two parameter values a plus b. Okay. So now if I have to call this constructors, what I have to do? How to call this constructors, guys? In Java, how to call the constructors? Anyone? How to call these constructors inside this class? You have to create object, right? You have to create object. When you create object, so I'll create one more class. From that class, I would like to create this, call these constructors. I'll simply say demo2 public static void main. So inside this method, from this method, I would like to call these constructors. How the constructors will be called? Just by creating an object for this class, constructor will be automatically called. For example, if I create an object for this class, new COD is a class name. So which constructor will be called? When I say new COD, which constructor will be called? The first one or second one or third one or fourth one or whatever. The first one, because here constructor calling statement is there, COD. This will call this constructor automatically. Whenever you are creating the object using the new keyword for this class, The first constructor will be called. Inside constructor will be printed. When I run this code, you can see that inside constructor will be printed. Inside constructor got printed. Now, if I write new COD and say 1, which constructor will be called? The first one or second one? Yes, second one will be called. Run this. Single parameter value is 1 will be printed. Okay, single parameter value is 1 will be printed. Here, second constructor. If I say new COD of 1, comma 2, which constructor will be called? Two integer arguments we are passing here. COD, two integers. Third one, two parameter value is 3 should be printed. 1 plus 2, 3 should be printed. Now new COD of, here if I pass 2.35, which constructor will be called? This is double value. So COD double will be called, right? Fourth one. COD double will be called. You see, single arrow, single parameter value is 2.35. Okay, fine. Now, if I call new, if I pass arguments like this, new COD of constructor overloading the COD means we are giving a short form there. If I give 1, comma 5.67, 5.67, what will happen? 1 will be going into int variable parameter, 5.6 will go into double. So this constructor will be called 6.67. Okay, this one, okay, is being called 1 plus 5.67. Okay, now last one, new COD of here double and int reverse way. If I give 5.67, comma same one. So 1 5.67, here 5.67. Yeah, new. Yeah, Ramin, I'll come to your question. Give me a second. New COD of 5.671. 5.67 will go to A, 1 will go to B. Run this. Same 6.67, but you can see the arrow symbol. This one, not this one. Okay. So the order in which the parameters are declared, based on that also, that particular constructor will be called. Okay. So this is called as constructor overloading, and how to call the overloaded constructors I covered you, depending on the type of the arguments or the order of the arguments, okay, or the number of arguments. When you are calling the constructor, that particular constructor will be called, okay, that particular overloaded constructor will be called. So Ramin is asking me, so we can't create object reference for constructor, right? We can create, no problem. C1 is equal to, okay, COD. C2 is equal to COD. C3 is equal to, here COD declare. C4, here COD. C5, here COD. C6, COD. Okay, like this I can create an object reference. Object reference can be created. But using object reference, we generally don't call the constructors. So Ramin, is your question clear? You can create object reference, but constructor will be called only during the object creation statement only. You don't have to use object reference to call the constructors. But without creating object reference also, the constructors will be called because of this. In the object creation statement only, we have the constructor calling statement, right? That's why. Okay. If you create an object reference also, there is no difference. Here, you see, the constructor calling statement is anyhow active. Okay. Now using this object reference, you can do other stuff maybe. Okay. Fine. So next question from Rajkumar is it possible to call constructor in the same class where it was defined? Yes, it is possible to Call the constructor in the same class where it is defined, but you have to create an object. You have to create an object for it. Okay. We have to create, for example, if you want to call this constructor from this constructor, let's say, we have to create an object. Okay. So in within the same class, we have to create an object. So I don't know whether we can, let's try this, but let's see. New, see what, just we have another concept actually. You see, new COD. Okay. Here, this COD will call this one. Whenever you are calling this constructor, first this constructor will be called, and then, it will happen. So what if I do something like this? I'll just put a comment here and see what is happening. Just, sorry, this one, I have to comment. I'm calling the second one, COD1. So this constructor will be called. In that, again, we create an object for another constructor. So COD, this constructor will be called, and this print shed inside constructor should be printed first, then single parameter value should be printed next. Let's see what will happen. Got the idea? So since you are asking me, I'm explaining it, okay? So when you are saying COD1, this constructor is being called, but inside this, we create an object for another constructor. We create an object for this COD, and this constructor is being called while creating that object. And inside, constructor is being printed. And after that, single parameter value is, this one is getting printed, okay? Okay, then what else? We have the questions. So Payal is asking me, but if there is same number of parameters and different order, uh, but if there is same number of parameter, different order,
She just exchanged A and B. First passed B, then passed A.
which one? You, 1 minute. Let me just remove this part. No.
Yes, next one.
Yeah, tell me now. What do you want me to do? This one you are saying, this constructor. Payal, this one.
Yes, yes, yes.
Int A comma int B is there. Now what do you want to do?
Int B comma int A.
Int B comma
Int A.
int A. Int A, int B, int B, int A. Then it will become a duplicate constructor.
Okay.
Because there are two number of parameters, and the first parameter is also having same type. Second parameter is also having same type. Java will not allow you to create such. They have to be of different type.
Okay, okay. Got it.
Got it right?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, then then
First time when we call this object, we just created like new COD.
yes,
After that, we created COD C1, new COD. When we'll
yes.
call directly new COD, and when we'll go for this COD C1, new COD.
You see, whenever you need you need object reference, then you can go with that. If you don't need any object reference thing, then you can go with simple new COD in your case. Okay, it's optional. This part is optional. COD C1 is optional. This part is optional. Okay, if you really need the in other steps in the coming code, if you need some C1, there is some use of C1, something like that. Okay, then you can go with C1. But here construct, because in our previous examples, in the previous days examples, I told you, right, even though we call the constructor and all, still we needed to call the methods. For example, there is one method here, let's say public void sample method is there. Okay. Set sample method. These are all constructors, but Here, if I have to call a method, is it possible with just object creation statement? Will that be possible? If I simply say new COD, is that possible to call this method? Only constructor will be called. This constructor will be called. Now, if I have to call this method using construct while creating object, can I call this method? Nagavani? Or we'll do one thing. Just I'll make it, I'll explain it part of another one otherwise. Okay. Just let's this become very big. So I'll just explain that as part of other one. Okay. Class object reference demo. Okay. Creating this. Or I'll just give a short name ORD. Now, if I have to create a constructor, what I have to do? Public ORD. I'll simply say system.out.println inside ORD. I'll write. I'll create now that's fine. I'll create one method public sample. Inside constructor, I'll say here sample. I'll say system.out.println inside method. I'll say public void. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, correct. Now, if I'm going to create a new, let's say class, say demo3 with public static void main. Now, if I want to call the constructor new ORD like this, I'll call. Is there any need of creating an object here while calling the constructor? For calling the constructor, is there any need for creating an object reference? Just object creation is enough. But object creation is enough. But do I need object reference here in this case? No. Even after I create an object reference, there is no use. It's optional. Okay, I'm not saying we should not be creating object reference, but in this case, you simply say new ORD, object will be created for the class, and in the object creation statement itself, the constructor will be called, and inside constructor will be called. Yeah, right? Inside constructor got printed. Now, what if I have to call this method? Just with the help of the object creation statement, can I call the method? This part, can I call the method? The method will be called. What I have to do then? In order to call a method, what I have to do? I have to create an object reference, ORD, O1 or O reference, or something. I'm just giving some different name here. And using that object reference, I'll be calling the sample method. Otherwise, it's not possible. Right? Now I can, whenever you need to call some methods and all, we need object reference. If you only want to call constructors, there is no need of object reference. It's not compulsory to have an object reference. Whenever there is a need, we'll go and create an object reference and continue with our program. Is it clear? Okay. And what else questions I got here?
Arun, in the demo 3, so ORD is the object name, line 7. So you're creating an object to...
Here, new keyword will create an object for the ORD class. The moment you say new keyword and put it before a class name, it will create an object. This part will create an object in the computer memory. Is that your question? Nagavani, come again.
It's not me, Arun.
Arun, sorry, Arun. I was just I missed the first 20 minutes, so I just asked the question. Like,
Okay,
how do
okay.
you take the value from overloading class this packaging?
Who is actually speaking? First of all.
Arun, I'm Yamini speaking. I was just demo 3. I don't understand the line 7. That's why I asked.
Okay. This line you are saying, okay.
7 and 9. Yeah, yes.
7 and 9, okay.
Yeah.
So, just here we have a class. Inside the class, this part is constructed. You are clear with that, Yamini?
Yes, sir.
This is a method, right? Right? This is a method. It's not a constructor. You see, this is a constructor, this is a method, right?
Oh, yes.
That part is clear.
Yes.
Now, if I have to call this constructor, just this constructor I have to call. I don't have to call this method. Then how can we call the constructor where the constructor calling statement will be there? When you are creating an object, constructor calling statement will be automatically there in the object creation statement. So using what keyword in Java we have to create an object?
New keyword.
New keyword. And followed by the new keyword, what we have to give? Followed by new keyword, what we have to give?
Class name.
Class name. So I'm giving class name. ORD. Sorry. Here I'll give. And as part of the object creation statement, you know that beside the class name, we have to provide the circular brackets and put a semicolon. Why we are putting the circular brackets and semicolon? Because this will become while creating the object, you are automatically calling what?
Class.
No. While creating an object, you are automatically calling what? This part is what? Constructor calling statement.
Okay.
While creating an object itself, in the object itself, inbuilt, you are calling a constructor. It's a constructor calling statement. It will call what? It will call the constructor, this part. Right? It will call
Yes.
this one. And because of that, inside constructor will be printed. But using this statement, can I call this method? Will the method also will be called when I simply say new ORD? Only constructor will be called, right? But how to call this method, I am saying. Apart from constructor, how to call this method? To call the method, we need to create the object reference. Some O or OB, okay? Object reference. OB means object, let's say, okay? We have to create an object reference. OB is object reference is something which will refer to this object in the computer memory location, okay? Okay, we are just giving some name to the object reference, object, okay? Object will be created at somewhere in the computer memory. To that, we are giving OB, which will refer to the object reference. Now we have to declare this OB with what? Which type we have to declare this? Yamini? Which type we have to declare this OB with? Same class name.
Okay.
Okay. This is an object, complete object creation statement. Here object will be created. But if you want to create an object reference, then you have to declare that object reference with the same class type. Then this will become the complete object creation statement. But here, why we created this object reference? Because using object reference only, we can call this method.
Okay.
Here, when you create an object, constructor is automatically calling. But to call this method, we need object reference. Because in the object creation statement, methods cannot be called. Now you see ob.sample is possible. Okay. Got it?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Fine. Then
With object reference only, you can call all the methods in the class.
yeah, methods and variables also. Okay, if there are some variables also inside the class, with object reference only, we can call the variables and methods inside the class. For constructor, we don't have to create object reference. Directly when you say this, automatically constructor is getting called. Okay, but if there are some other things like variables and methods inside the class that you want to call, then we have to create an object reference.
Thanks, sir.
Okay. Then any other questions I got later? Yeah, Rajkumar, add int a comma int b, add int b, int a, both are same. They will become duplicate methods. Okay. Because first variable data type is same, second variable data type is also same, right? In the comments you have mentioned. What if add int a comma int b, add int b, int a, both are same, right? So, right? Both are same. Same number of parameters, same type of parameters, same order of parameters. So it will become duplicate methods. Fine. Whether the variable name is different doesn't matter. First parameter name it doesn't matter. Okay, so that you can ignore. Okay, fine. So overloading concept clear for everyone? Type C in the chat box if everyone is clear with the overloading concept. Everyone type C in the chat box, or you can ask me the doubts. You can clear out your doubts on overloading. Anyone new to this batch? Today you have joined? Anyone? Just type me in the chat box. Today, if you have joined, type me in the chat box. Anyone have joined today? What is your name? I'm just getting your name as admin here.
Yeah, Tanmay Khote.
Tanmay?
Yes, Tanmay
Okay.
Khote.
Tanmay. Anyone else apart from Tanmay have joined today? Just type me in the chat box. Okay, Virendra. Tanmay, Virendra. Anyone else apart from Tanmay and Virendra have joined today? 2 people. Okay, so Tanmay and Virendra would like to discuss more. Okay, at the end of the session, be there in the meeting. Okay, even after people leave, right? You be there. I'll just guide you what to do. Okay, because you have joined in between, right? I have to talk to you on what to do next. Okay, is that fine?
Yes.
Just be there in the meeting. Even after the everyone leaves, also you be there. Okay, I'll just try to guide you what to do and all.
Okay.
Fine. So this is called as a method overloading. Constructor overloading is also done. Now the next part is inheritance. Then we have something known as overriding. If you want to understand overriding, you need to understand inheritance. Okay. So after inheritance only, we'll cover overriding. So what is this inheritance? I'm going to cover now. Can we overload main method? Not possible. Okay. Only one main method exists. Okay. We cannot overload main method. If you try to do so, it's not possible because main method cannot have a different name. So how can you overload it? Okay, or it cannot, I mean, main method, for example, if it has same name and it should be according to the same structure, main method should have the same public, static, void, name of the method should be same, and this part also should be same. If you try to give something else, int a, error is gone. Let's run this. Only one time it got printed. That means this is not getting activated, right? This is not a main method anymore. Okay, it's not a main method anymore. This is not a syntax of main method. As per the syntax of main method, it should contain string of args. So you cannot change any of the things in main method. How can you overload it? Okay, it's not possible. That's what I mean to say. Yamini abstraction is not over it. Okay, next session it will be there. Okay.
Thanks, Arun.
So Pawan, is it clear? Can we overload main method? Is it clear for you, Pawan? Because the syntax of the main method should be very strict. It should be public, it should be static, it should be void, it should be main, it should be string of args. If you change any of these parts, it is not a main method anymore. Okay. For example, here if I make it like int a, this is not a main method anymore. Right click run as. You will not get any option to run the code. That means it is not a main method anymore. Again, if I change it to string of args, okay, then I'll get the option to run it. You see, I'm now getting an option. So when you change anything here, it is not going to be a main method anymore. It's not according to the syntax of Java. Okay. So that's the reason we cannot overload the main methods. Okay. Can we overload main methods? No, not possible. Okay. That's a good question though. Just make a note.
But if we search for that question, we are getting answer as yes. Can we overload main method?
In Google,
They have overloaded it like char, int, double with the different
Okay.
I think
data types with example.
You mean to say the character array?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll give you URL directly.
1 minute, 1 minute. We can answer is yes. They are saying, okay. Okay, but JVM will not call it. It is they are saying simple. You can overload, but JVM. No, but okay. Overloaded mean invoked when an int value is passed. Okay. Okay, got it, got it, got it. Understood, understood. Let's find it out. Let's find it out. Overloading main method, right? Let's find it out. New class some overloading main demo. Public static void main string of args is the main one, right? So what is happening? Let's see. For I is equal to 0, I less than args dot length. Don't worry about this code. I'm just trying to do something. System dot out dot println args of I. Okay. There's one method I'm creating, public static void main. If I say int a only, let's say. System dot out dot println a. Then public static void main of double b. System dot out dot println. Just give an arrow. Say plus b. Let's see what will happen. So here one more concept will be covered anyhow for you while we experiment this one. So this string of args I didn't explain to you, right? From where we can pass these values. You see, main method has a one parameter and it has a data type. It is a string array. I didn't cover you the arrays, but we'll do that later. Array means a set of values we can pass. Here only single data type, only one value we can pass of int type. Here double. Let's see whether that works or not. I don't know, but let's see. Okay. I'll go to the project, this place where this file is available, properties. From command line, we have to pass. Okay, so here I'll say CMD. Since I am doing it from command prompt, I'll just try to, create, compile this Java C overloading. Name of the class main demo dot Java. I have to say press enter. Okay. Any mistake I have done? Okay, here some spelling mistake is there in while creating the class. Okay. Instead of overloading, instead of G, I wrote D while creating the class name. So I'm just going with that name. Yeah, constructor, class got created. Compiling is done now without any errors. Now try to run it. Java overloading didn't main demo space. Here what we can pass? String arguments, right? So multiple string arguments I can pass. I'll pass something like this, okay? Arun, Varun, Tarun. 3 values I'm passing. So this for loop will run 3 times, okay? Don't worry about the logic and all. I'll cover that later. Okay. What is the problem? Do I have to give comma or something? Could not find or load main class overloading main demo. No class definitely overloading main demo, wrong name. What is the problem? Just try another way. I remember this one, but not this one. Then Java. I'll just give one. Let's see. No, it's not getting possible, right? No, no. Okay. We can create, but we cannot invoke. Okay, that's the problem. We can create, but we cannot invoke them. Okay. So then what is the case? Then what if I don't pass anything? Still it is not running now. Why? Wrong name. Wrong name. What if I remove these parts and try that? Again, compile and try. Any mistake I am doing, guys? OMD. Change it to simple one. Let's see what will happen now. I'll go back here. This one I'll delete. Freshly I'll compile. CMD. Java C. OMD.java. Java OMD. Okay. It's creating, but it's not finding somehow. That's fine. I'll do one thing. Instead of here, I'll just go manually. Instead of Eclipse ID, I'll do it manually. Just go to downloads, Java demo. This colors.java is there. The code I'll show you. Main method is there. Let's see this one, which is outside Eclipse ID. Some interaction is going on with Eclipse ID, it seems. Java C colors dot Java. Class got created, Java colors. It's working fine now. I'll just just go inside this colors.java and create one more method, public static void main int a sum dot out dot println I'll print. Now save this. We can have overloading methods, it seems, but we cannot call them. Okay. Again, I'll compile this. Then I'll call Java colors. Sorry. Java colors. I'm getting the output. The main method is called. The default main method is called. What if I call Java colors and I need to change a bit this name? What I'll do here is I'll pass different values for this. Instead of this one, I'll write for int I is equal to 0, I less than. Don't worry about this logic. This arrays concept I'll cover later. I plus plus. I'll try to receive all the arguments. Okay. System dot out dot println args of I. Save. Let's go back. Again compile. Java C colors.java for compiling. Java colors. Then I'll pass Arun, Varun, Arun. It's working. Okay. What if I call colors of 9? It's also being called, right? Somewhere they said it cannot be called, but it's being called. Value is, let's see. We can call the overloaded methods also. Okay, the answer looks like yes. Overloaded, can we overload main method? The answer is yes. Okay, it's possible. Again, colors 9. Oh, no. 9 is being taken as a string, and the first main method is being called. It's not calling this one. Well, this one is being called still. Even though I pass 9, right, there is no use of overloading, right? There's no use of overloading.
Just write one print statement, main method, and
I wrote right already.
no,
Value.
here we are getting confused as it is main method or other one, int a1. So just write as main method and integer related one, some text to understand.
Okay. Int value is, and I'll say string value is. Okay. This is string, right? This is int.
Yes. Okay.
Just cover like that. Java C colors.java Java colors. If I'm passing some 9, let's say, string value is 9 is getting printed. The first main method is getting printed. Okay. The second main method is not getting printed at all. So overloading is possible, but it cannot be invoked. What is the use, right? You're unable to invoke that from the command line. What is the use of overloading the main method is something. Okay. Is that clear, guys? So for example, if I remove this part, save this and see, nothing will happen. No, nothing will be printed because it will still call if you are not passing anything, it will still call this main method only and nothing, no parameter is there. So system.out.println hello. Okay, save this. Same thing will happen. cmd Java C colors.java Java colors. If I am passing 9 here, still this 9 will go into string of args only. And since we are not printing the args or something, hello will be printed, right? It doesn't matter. You see, whatever they are saying is right in this article. They are clearly saying, right? The overloaded main methods cannot be invoked. Okay. So can we overload main method? Yes. Can we invoke the other overloaded main methods? Answer is no. Okay. So this is what is something to get clear. Okay. And how to call that other overloaded main method is something. Here we have to do something different. That is, if you really want to call the other overloaded main method, so I don't know whether the answer is yes or not still, because you cannot invoke means how can the methods will be invoked? JVM will only try to identify this one. Okay, that level I tried to think and answer, but I don't think this is a main method anymore. If JVM is unable to invoke this, it's not a main method anymore, right? If JVM cannot invoke this main method, how can that will be a main method? That's my question. Maybe theoretically they are answering it as yes in the articles, but I still feel that the answer is no for this. Still, I feel answer is no. Because if JVM is unable to invoke that, is that a main method? No, right? It's not a main method. It looks like overloading is being done, but so technically yes, and I mean, theoretically yes, but technically no kind of stuff. Okay, so very rare situation. Yeah, it's working like a normal main method, but main method can be overloaded theoretically, but there is no use. Okay, there is no use. And to call that, we have to invoke from the main method. JVM will invoke the general main method, okay, which has string of args only. Okay, no matter what. Other parameters ones, it's not invoking. Okay, so that level of knowledge you have, that's fine. But even I am not able to answer whether it is yes or no. Okay, yes or no is confusing here. Okay, yes or no, we can't say that. Okay, so it's a very different topic now because we cannot invoke the overloaded method. So what is the use of overloading? There is no meaning behind overloading if you do so. Yeah, without passing arguments also, it will call the main method only, right? Already shown you that. Without passing also same thing will happen. Okay. Zero parameters also string of args only will be called. You can try it out. Then
Arun,
yeah.
Arun, inside method, main method, the string you said something we need to remember, right?
This one?
The main string. Yes.
Yeah.
You said something we need to remember. I didn't note it down.
Something you need to remember means
Oh.
this one. This part you are saying string of
Yes,
args.
yes.
So we generally give string of args while creating the main method. Okay. So why means earlier I have not explained. I covered public for you already, static for you already. Why it is static means JVM need to call this method outside the class. Okay. So for that, by loading the JVM will load this class and then we'll call the method. Okay. So that's the reason main method is of static type. And because with the help of the class, JVM will call this method outside the class. Okay. So one way is to create an object for the class to call the object, any methods inside the class, or another way is to static. Okay. So make the method static so that using the class, we can call the methods. But in case of JVM, when the JVM want to run the code, there will not be any objects created for the class. So what the JVM will do is, if you make this main method as static, JVM will load this class into his memory and then using the class, it will call the method. That's why main method is always static. And why it is public? Because main method should be accessible outside the class. If public only, we can access the methods outside the class. Okay. So that's why public. And void means main method don't have to return anything to the JVM. That's why it has to be void. And the name of the method should be exactly main method. If you try to change the name a bit, or if you make some letters of this uppercase or lowercase also, it will not accept. And the next part is string of args. This should be the type. Okay, this should be the parameter, and the type of the parameter should be string of args. Okay, If you give any other type, it will not take it as main method. Okay. So as per the syntax of Java, the main method parameter should be of string of args type. Okay. So that this is an array actually. This is an array.
Okay.
String array.
Okay.
I didn't cover the arrays for you. So the next few sessions will come. Okay. Where string of arrays will come, where whenever you call this, whenever you are passing the arguments from the command line, right? All the commands will by default be taken as string type. Okay.
Strings. Okay.
String of multiple strings. Okay. And string array means multiple values. Here
Okay.
int means only one value, right? This variable can only store one value. When you say array means this variable can store multiple values. Okay. Because it's array type. So that arrays concept I didn't cover, I told you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, fine. So next one we are going to cover is we cover overloading is done. Inheritance I didn't start. Okay. So all time went for overloading and lot of doubts. Okay, fine. Okay. So method overloading, constructor overloading, I covered. Okay. So any other doubts, guys? We'll cover this inheritance and overriding later. Any doubts? Anyone have any doubts? Okay. And one more thing, guys. Is it possible for us to have a session on Saturday and Sunday this weekend, because we had a lot of holidays, because we have to go forward, otherwise things will become slow for you. Anyone not possible, tell me. Saturday, Sunday, Yamini not possible. On which day, Yamini, it's not possible out of 2 days?
Saturday. Saturday.
Sunday is possible na for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pawan, which day not possible? Saturday or Sunday?
Both Saturday and Sunday have some other works.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. At least 1% not possible, right? We cannot go with that. Okay. Fine then. Okay. Evening, evening I cannot take. Okay, so only morning hours. Okay. Only morning. Same timings, 7 to 8, 8 or 8:30. Fine, no problem, guys. We'll see in the upcoming days. Okay. If anyone not possible, we'll see in the upcoming days. Okay. Fine. So next concept is inheritance, guys. In next topic is inheritance. Okay. It's already late now. So yes, inheritance and overriding I'll cover tomorrow. No need to worry. Okay. Fine. So that's all for today, guys. That's all. Only the people who are new to this batch need to stay in this meeting. Remaining all can leave. If you have any doubts, you can stay. Otherwise, you guys can leave, guys. Okay. Only the people who are new to the batch can stay. Yeah. Okay, fine. So, anyone have any doubts? People who are still there in the meeting, do you have any doubts?
Arun.
Yeah, Yamini. Tell me.
Arun, the data types, the old classes, 2 classes I didn't attend. So the classes will be there or it will be deleted. I mean,
Others will be,
recordings?
others will be there. You can go through the earlier recordings in the Telegram group, right? Just go through.
Yeah. You didn't delete anything,
I
right?
didn't
The
delete
first
it.
two.
I didn't delete it. You can go ahead. Okay. From starting from if you want to start with Java again, right? 11th session. Okay. 11th day. Day 11 will be there. Okay. From day 11 you
Okay.
can, okay, you can
Okay.
revise.
Oh, from day 11 it's there. Oh, okay.
Day
Okay.
11 onwards Java session started basically.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
And
From
what about, so it will expire next week, Arun? I mean,
no,
if you
I'm not.
want to
I'm
repeat
not.
it.
I initially thought of deleting, but I'm not deleting. I'm not. It will not expire, but try to learn as soon as possible. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Because other
So
sessions.
right now, Arun, the assembly part, the downloading part, it's gone, right? Only from class 11th it's available, Arun. Uh,
No, everything is there.
everything is there. Okay.
From the class one, everything is there. Okay. So nothing I removed so far.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks, Arun. Thanks, Arun.
No problem.
Last week I got work. I couldn't, past 1 week I couldn't do. So I will finish it off, try to complete as much as this weekend
No.
only I'm going to do that.
Yeah, fine.
Sorry about Saturday, Arun. Saturday also I may get some work. So that's why I said no. I'm
No,
sorry.
no problem. No problem. That's okay. That's okay. Fine.
Thanks,
So
Arun. I will check the classes recordings,
sure,
Arun. Thank you.
sure. Please check the recordings. That's fine. And also, you can, you can also continue with the next batch also. Okay, the people who have joined this batch, right, are also eligible to join the next batch also. Okay, if required.
Oh,
Okay.
I
So
really appreciate Arun. I'm a
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of average student only. Like I need to listen. Your class is awesome, but I need to listen at least 2-3 times and put the exercise. Then I will get confident.
Yes,
So I'm
that's
not.
right. Assignments you have to do. Okay, assignments you have to do.
Yes. I'm
So even though
scared
if
whether
you
the
complete,
recordings will, because I need to listen to your class again and again, at least 2 times. So, but I'm worried. That's why I stayed in the after class. That will
yeah.
it be expiring
So
after any?
yeah, you just go through the recordings. Don't worry. The next because the next batch also you can be there in the batch. Okay,
Oh,
no need to worry.
really appreciate your help, Arun. Thanks, Arun.
Yeah,
Thanks.
welcome. Yeah, fine.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. AB,
Yeah.
Onkar.
Sorry, Arun, just a quick one.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, AB.
Yeah. Did you say we can actually join your next class after this? Is that what you meant?
Yes. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this morning sessions will continue, and after this batch is completed in the morning sessions, right? One more
Yeah.
batch in the morning sessions will start. Okay, the same time. So you can continue that also. I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, as students of this batch, right, you can also attend because there may be some people who may not be because of some XYZ reasons, right? They have not attended the classes, right? So I'm giving
Okay.
them an opportunity where they can continue in the next batch. New students will come definitely, but along with that, the old students can also continue in the next batch. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So
That's
that
great.
you will you try to do whatever that is possible in this current sessions. At same time, you go with the next batch also. Okay. Instead of
All right.
waiting for the next batch, right? You continue with the current batch. Try to do whatever and go through the recordings. Get yourself ready, and in the next batch also you can continue. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Clear
Thank you
now?
very much for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome.
I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.
See you. Bye.
Cheers. Bye. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Onkar, have any questions? Hello, Onkar. Onkar and Samrajyam and Shivakumar. 3 people.
Yes, Arun. I want to talk about the interview actually. I have
Hmm.
some doubts. I need one clarification. Today,
Hmm.
actually, I have interview by 12 o'clock. So I'll
Okay.
ask at the last. I need to discuss with you something. So that's why I'm staying.
Okay, okay, fine. No problem. You can stay. Okay. Then any other people? What about other people? Other than Virendra and when you stay there. Okay. Only Onkar. Onkar, I don't know. Onkar, you have anything? Okay, fine then. So fine, for this new joinees, that is Virendra, and what's your name, admin? You mentioned it as
Tanmay. Yeah, Tanmay.
Tanmay, right?
Yes.
Okay, I changed it. Tanmay and Virendra. So Tanmay, like what knowledge of Java or Selenium you have? Any existing knowledge you have?
Yes, previously I just go through your YouTube video and did some work in my
So
last
today's
project.
class, were you able to understand?
Yes, yes.
No issues, right? In joining
Yeah,
in
no
between
issue.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Fine. So still, I want you to go through the previous sessions. Okay. Meanwhile, of this class, you are in the Telegram group, right?
Yes.
So just go through the Telegram group of our batch here. If you go through the beginning, right? So we started the sessions and all, and day one, starting from the day one, you started. The recordings are there. Just because you already have the knowledge, right? Just watch at 2x speed of these recordings. I think I
Yeah.
have already given you the access. I remember if I so. If not, you can ping me on WhatsApp. Okay, fine. Or inform Javed about that. Somehow will give you the access if you don't have. Okay, and every day we are giving some assignments. Okay, every day we are giving some assignments. You see some
Okay.
assignments are there, right?
Yes.
Just you have to go through the assignments. Okay, you have to complete the assignments. Okay, and it's not
Okay.
compulsory that you have to showcase the assignment to me, but for yourself, for your benefit, if you feel this assignment is worth, then go and do the assignment for yourself. Okay.
Okay.
And day two, again, recordings, then assignments will be there. Day three, assignments will be there. Like keep going, okay? Because you already have some knowledge, right? Okay, just some videos I wanted you to watch, okay? So like that, keep going and try to, because you already have the knowledge. Apart from today's recording, try to watch those previous sessions. And meanwhile, I told you, right, you can also join the next batch also. Continue with this current batch and also join the next batch. Okay, to cover
Okay.
everything again. Okay, fine. That's the plan
Okay.
for you.
Fine.
So I think
Okay.
I don't see any issues with you in continuing with the classes. Okay, if any doubts are there, you can ask me. Okay, so if you don't
Yes.
understand anything still, you can ask me also. Okay, in the day-to-day sessions, I will be clearing it out. Okay, fine.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
Virendra, what about you?
I have just missed 4 5 sessions, Arun, but I have gone through your recording, so I am updated about it.
Okay, you
And
don't
I'm
have any
already
problem, right?
working as an
Watching today's
automation
session.
tester. Yeah.
Watching today's session, no problem, na?
No issues with it.
No issues. Fine, then that's great. Okay, so yeah. Ramin, be there. Ramin, you can be there, Ramin. And I think you know what's the process, right? Telegram group is clear for you, right, Virendra? What I do in Telegram every day.
Yes, I follow your updates. I follow your quotes also. Uh,
Great.
uh, I'm
So
updated about it.
fine. So every day I just put everything inside the Telegram group and along with
Yes,
the
yes.
code notes and all those stuff. Notes are same
Right.
again, but today also same notes basically.
Okay.
And apart from that, same notes. Today's code I have to give you. Today's code I'll paste it here. So I have to upload that code basically. So complete thing from overloading concept I covered today. It is done. So today's code is here. That's fine. And any assignments I want to give, I generally type it. Okay. Assignment 1. Method. Create methods having same name inside same class using method overloading concept and call those methods from outside the class. Whatever I teach, right, the simple assignments I generally give. Okay, so if you are able to do this by yourself again, create constructors having same name inside same class using constructor overloading concept and call those constructors from outside the class. Yeah. Okay. These are the assignments for today. That's it. Recording for today's session will be provided soon here. It will take some time, guys. Okay, 2 to 3 hours it will take for me to upload the recording. Okay. So we are done. So Tanmay and Virendra, you can leave if you are good with. Are you good?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Thank you
good.
so much.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we'll connect again tomorrow with another session.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye. Tanmay and Virendra, you can leave. Yeah, now you can ask your questions about interview.
Yes, Arun. So actually, Arun, for the recordings, do we have any? Do I have to request any permission for the old recordings?
No need to ask. No need to.
Okay, that is fine. And the actual thing what I want to ask you is actually I have passed out on 2013. So from